That was a rough welcome back to the Champions League. All right, everyone. Welcome back to American Booze Cup podcast. Oh man, it's taken me a whole day to kind of sit down and think about and recover from that disappointing game against Bayern. I really thought Bayern were there for the taking. I don't think they're as strong as people think they are. I think they definitely have weaknesses. And I think we did show some of those weaknesses. But again, I think playing Bayern at home, one of the toughest away stadiums and atmospheres. And just, this is a big, big wake up call for this young Chelsea team. Yes, we have a lot of good players. Yes, we have talent. We are moving in the right direction. But if you were going to be playing in the Champions League, not the Conference League, not the Europa League, but the Champions League, that means we need to be there 100% focused for every single minute of the match. We cannot lose focus even for a second because honestly, Bayern didn't make anything happen. We gave them 3 goals. We gave them 3 goals from 3 silly defensive errors, especially that third one. My God, just absolutely killed the game, just sucked the life away from the team. Because honestly, I thought we started really well. We were aggressive in attack. We actually created a few good chances. Enzo at the beginning of the game, only a few minutes in, should have scored, could have scored. But he decided to take an extra touch in the box. And I'm sorry, at this level, it's all about those little tiny details, right? You don't have time. You're going to get closed down. If you're going to take a shot, you better take that shot first time in the box and make it count. And we just didn't do it. We just didn't do it. And at the end of the day, it is very disappointing, very disappointing. And I know Maresca wanted to focus on the fact that Todd didn't get a red card. I don't think that's where the focus is. I think the focus should be on the 3 goals that we gave up, and he should point to a team without those 3 mistakes. We were fine. We could have gone home with a tie or even winning that game. But yeah. And I think Maresca has to look at himself too. I think the second half, the game really started to run away from us. And you could clearly tell certain players were starting to get very tired. Like Palmer was getting tired. Neto was just running up and down on that side, getting exhausted. Gusto needed to come off. There's just so many players I think on the bench that could have come on sooner. Like I think we have to use Estevao in these games. Like he is that dynamic player that's completely unpredictable, that no defense is ready for because nobody in Europe has really seen him or played against him. So he has that advantage. And clearly he's up for it. I don't think this is a pressure issue. The only question is, did he recover from being sick from over the weekend? And he looked fine. He looked fit. And I think Garnacho, surprisingly, I think he could have come on sooner. Like I think Neto was just completely gassed on that side. And after Garnacho came on, he put in 2 very good crosses into the box, like to the middle of the box, wide open. I'm not sure why nobody pounced on those balls. But again, he could have come on sooner. And maybe the fear was, he's not as reliable as Neto in defense. He doesn't track back as well. In the last game, that final goal was partly his fault. But, we were already losing. Like, why does it matter? Well, we needed to score a goal. Like, why does it matter if you're going to have to give something up if you're chasing the game like that? And unfortunately, if we're going to try to push for a tie or a win, we need to take a little risk. And I just felt like Maresca didn't want to take the risk. And at the end of the day, to me, there's no difference losing 3-1 versus 4-1 versus 5-1 other than just maybe like a moral defeat. And all the pundits being able to talk more shit about Chelsea. But yeah, just disappointing. But I think it is actually what this young team needs. They need to see this is a level of competition. This is the big leagues. This is the big boys. This is one of the most respected and most historically successful clubs in Europe. And they're going to be in the Champions League year after year for this reason. Like they are there because they have the expectation to win these trophies every single season. And if we want to compete with them, then we got to step up. We got to be toe-to-toe with them for every single minute of the game. First goal, just completely fell asleep on a free kick. And they even messed up their free kick. Like we had time to get back in position And then Chalaba, I'm not sure what that was. Like passed by two players. I understand when a low cross goes in the front of the box as a defender, you do not want to put your leg out because of that risk for own goal. But Chalaba's legs just got completely like caught in the wrong way. Ended up hitting his right knee, went into goal. I feel like he could have done better. He had plenty of time to see that ball come, and it wasn't like he was getting put under that much pressure. Second goal. Moises Caicedo, as good as he was this game, as good as he's been every single game, yeah, just a mistake. And I don't think it even mattered that the ref called it, like a minute and a half later. It would have gone to VAR review anyways. And on review, you could clearly see that he didn't touch the ball. He just dragged Kane down. And so that's just another mistake. That's a mistake. But that can happen. You try to defend hard. Sometimes those things can happen. So yeah, sure, I'll give that one to Bayern. But that third goal, Malo Gusto, who was so good this game, so good. He was that out on the right side. He was overlapping Palmer on the right, doing so much good work and tracking back and defending just up and down the pitch. Except for that one horrendous back pass that just went straight to Kane. And I'm sorry, you cannot give Harry Kane one of the best finishers ever, a free ball in the box. He's going to score. And he should have scored earlier in the game that he didn't. But yeah, and I mean, there were a couple more Bayern chances that if Sanchez wasn't there, like we could have easily lost this game 4-1, 5-1. And so overall, yeah, I think they deserve to win. But I also think we gave them way too much. I would have been happy with the tie. I think leaving there with the tie would have been nice, would have been fair. But yeah, time to move on. You got to move on. You got to forget about this game. You got to take all the positives, which were that we did play well during certain portions of the game. If we just stop checking out on defense, we're going to be fine. But again, losing this first game is not ideal with this new format. We really can't afford to drop too many points. So the next game against Benfica and the one after against Barcelona, huge. Like I fully expect to win both games. We must win both. Benfica are beatable. Jose Mourinho, you know how Mourinho is going to play. You know how he's going to play. So we need all of our dynamic players to break down that kind of defense. And the Barcelona play like some of the most high line, just non-organized defense ever. They're really good in attack. They're kind of like Bayern. Their attackers are incredible, but they are very weak in defense. So we can easily take advantage of that, but we just cannot. We just got to knock out these defensive errors. But I want to give one or two really big shout outs. First one, Cole Palmer. Great game. He should have had more, but that one goal that he scored, incredible. What a great counterattack. And we just need to free him more. We just need to get the ball out more. I think one of our mistakes was trying to get that long ball to João Pedro, which just did not work. And then as the game went on, initially what was working, which is a long Sanchez pass to Gusto sprinting down the right side, it just didn't work anymore because Gusto was starting to get tired. He couldn't physically keep up with the distance that Sanchez was kicking those balls. But I think there were times where we maybe could have started to try to build out back just to do something a little bit different, just to give Bayern something else to think about apart from just only having long balls. So, and then second, huge shout out, Robert Sanchez. Man, game by game, he is proving me wrong and proving me silly for wanting him out of the club. He hasn't done anything wrong this season. In fact, he's been incredible. He's saved multiple goals. He saved multiple points for us. It's crazy. I don't know what's gotten into him. I don't know if the just all the crap that people have been talking has finally just motivated him to step up. I mean, I'd like to say that sporting directors knew this was coming, but I don't think anybody saw this out of him. And I'm still just waiting for the next era to come, but so far it hasn't come. And you know what? If it doesn't come, my God, is he good with his hands? Some of his saves yesterday were unbelievable. There was that one goal that I was for sure thought Gnabry was going to score. And Sanchez, I don't know how he even got his hand to it because he dove. And in the middle of the air, he realized the ball was going to be lower. So he moved his hand into the perfect position to parry it away. Just incredible job, Sanchez. Yeah, just keep that up. And who knows? Maybe we actually don't need another goalie. Maybe we just wait till Mike Penders grows up a little bit more. And maybe that's all we need. If that's the case, fantastic. I have no complaints. Like I said, I have no complaints. Just like Cucurella proved everybody wrong, and he's, I think, one of the best left backs in the whole league, if not all, like most of Europe. If Sanchez can knock out his mistakes, like his shot stopping ability, I think is absolutely elite. It's just his decision making. But yeah, he was strong with his hands. He was strong collecting corners. He was strong collecting crosses. Everything you wanted him to be, he was. And that's about it. That's pretty much the only positives I can take from that game. I think it's such a huge wake up call. And the best thing that we can do to get over that game is to show up this Saturday and beat the living shit out of United. I want like a 10-0 destruction. I want Amarim to be fired before he even leaves. I want him fired before that game ends. that's how bad I want to just smack United around and forget about this Bayern game. That is the best case scenario, and hopefully that would be one hell of a game to watch. So cannot wait for that one. See you guys after United game. Peace.